Where do we draw the instruction, the motivation, the example for such a life? That's where we draw everything else from Jesus. From Jesus Christ. That's why Paul wrote, what credit is it if when you sin you're beaten for it and you endure? But if when you do good and suffer for it you endure, this is a gracious thing in the sight of God. For to this you have been called. Because Christ also suffered for you, leaving you an example so that you might follow in His steps. He committed no sin, neither was deceit found in His mouth. When He was reviled, He did not revile in return. When He suffered, He did not threaten, but continued entrusting Himself to Him who judges justly. He Himself bore our sins in His body on the tree, that we might die to sin and live to righteousness. Do you see the shift there? Jesus suffered. He suffered, and we think of Roman whips and Roman spears and Romans punching and hanging Him on a tree and nailing Him there with Roman spikes. But then He turns it on us. He says, He Himself bore our sins in His body on the tree that we might die to sin and live to righteousness. You see how it's not about you anymore? By His wounds you have been healed, for you were straying like sheep, but have now returned to the shepherd and overseer of your souls. How? Like Jesus. By what power? By Jesus' power. By what example? Jesus. By what instructions? Jesus. For whose glory? Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to start being these people. This kingdom, for this king. To stop feeling any degree of satisfaction for living up to the low bar that is set for the rest of the world. Because Jesus did a great deal when He saved and converted us. The idea of rights and justice take on a whole new light when we realize that we ought not really be crying out for justice. Truth is, you don't want justice. No, you don't want fair. Because fair is the Father's wrath for our sins. Fair is condemnation. Fair is His righteous judgment upon us. No, we don't want fair. We have nothing that He didn't first give us. Nothing. So to feel that I have to hold on to, protect, be stingy with anything, be it my time, be it my possessions, what do you have that you did not first receive from Him? So suddenly that doesn't fit in the kingdom. And even in the issue of time, every breath in this vapor that is life is a gift from Him. And to be stingy with it, to use it only for me, to reserve it and protect it for my pleasures, to be stingy with it from the one who gave it to me,